I come here tonight and plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. And as I said to the group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Kennysonian or Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. There's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
What's going on, people? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with Ghost. We're giving you the Martin Luther King special. And before we get into the games and stuff like that, I want to ask you, when you get around Martin Luther King's birthday, what do you think of? Like, give me something that jumps out into your mind.
I would say a little bit of pride. I would say to be African American and to be connected to all that African Americans have accomplished over the years, and has changed so much, not only in our country, not only in our culture, but in the world in general. You know, it changed the way the African American community kind of changed the way people think about people in general. So Martin Luther King was one of the forebearers of that. He was one of the people that spearheaded that. So I feel a little bit of pride to say that, you know what, I'm connected to that in some way.
Me, I would think your word is pride. My word is sacrifice. Because everything that this man sacrificed for us to be able to be where we're at now as an African American, not only community, I would say society. He said that even if he doesn't see this time changing over to where it's at now, so he knew he wouldn't live to see it change over, but he knew eventually it would happen. And that's how you look at it, as religion and the civil rights work together, because, you know, he was a reverend. So he believed that God would come to a time when things were going to change over. And I think it made black people, or African Americans, however you would say, better people because of what we suffered in order to get to where we are now. I think the problem is us, as in, you know, African Americans now, we forget or don't know what our forefathers sacrificed for us to be here. And I think sometimes we take it for granted. And sometimes we need to sit down and really appreciate what they went through, what it was like. I'm talking about from the slavery times to pass on to their times when there was still racism. You know, we weren't slaves anymore, but there was high racism. You couldn't go into certain bathrooms and stuff like that.
Well, I'm going to say this. There's a lot that's changed, but I feel like in our community, in society, there's a certain regression, as you've seen in recent events, where black people are portrayed as criminals, are portrayed as evil, are portrayed as nothing good, as uneducated, ignorant, poor. So I feel like these are things that are portrayed on us, sometimes through just pure ignorance. But a lot of us don't really help the situation at all either, because we choose to ignore it. We choose to be a certain way. We choose to have our own form of ignorance ourselves. And we need to be a part of that change in order to make things better.
Yeah, I think we give it a stage, because the display that we give, if you look at how we react towards one another and how we disrespect one another and just the things that we do in general, and then we ask why we're being associated with a stereotype. Don't get me wrong, it's still pure ignorance when you think that this person is a certain way because of the color of his skin. That's ignorant. But we don't help matters with the things that we do. We need to learn to stick together as brothers, and that's what the league is about. We need to stand together, not only in the Afro-American culture, but in the Spanish culture, Asian culture, all cultures, because God doesn't see race. He just sees his children. So I think we need to change that as we move forward, and I think the UFL is a platform for that, to show something positive, to show that with us it doesn't matter what your skin is. At the end of the day, we all got to play with the same type of ball. We all still got to be around each other. We all taking a risk being out here. So we need to learn to appreciate what our forefathers sacrificed for us and be able to go to the next level for our children, because they're watching this. And that doesn't mean that we have to turn in and be doctors or lawyers and stuff like that. That would be great. We want that.
Of course.
But you have to be comfortable in your own skin. And you have to know to work hard at whatever it is what you do, because you have a child, a niece, a nephew, people looking at you that's going to label you regardless of what you do. So you should put forth your best effort to make sure that it's positive. That's what I think. And we just wanted to, you know, honor Martin Luther King's birthday by just giving our opinions on what it means to us. So I say, to me, it means sacrifice, and Ghost said to him, it means pride.
Pride, yes.
So that being said, now we're going to jump into football. A lot of great games. I'm excited. I can't believe right now, after this week, week 7, we have only 3 weeks left. It's been an amazing year. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen a lot of new faces emerge. We've seen old faces take a step behind. So it's been a great, exciting, unpredictable season. That's what I'm saying.
And that's pretty much the key word that you hit on, unpredictable. There's a lot of things that we didn't expect this year. A lot of things that just came out of nowhere. A lot of players that are shining that we didn't expect. There's a lot of things that's happened. Certain players that we expected to shine are stepping back. So I feel like it's just up and down. And the main thing is the brackets are very much any man's game, pretty much. It's any man's day. At any given time, anybody can win. And it seems like everybody has a chance now. That's what I'm getting. And that's what makes it that more exciting, because now you're going to see teams battle for that one spot that they're looking for.
That being said, we're going to jump into the first game of the day, and that's going to be ILD versus Riot Squad. ILD's coming in 4-2. Pretty much the same type of team from last year. Last year they gave up a total of 69 points in 10 games. That's an average of 6 points a game. Just a touchdown a game. And right now, they're at 56 with 3 games left. That's amazing. To give up 69 points in 10 games last year to right now in, I would say, 6 games, not counting this game, they only gave up, I say 50 points, not counting this game. Amazing, amazing.
That shows that they're buckling down on defense. They're getting the job done. They're not necessarily winning every game they're supposed to. They lost a couple this year. which was surprising to me. But they're still getting their job done on defense. They're still keeping those opposing teams to a minimum. And that's very promising as you go ahead into the season, to the end of the season.
And Riot Squad, they left last year. They came back this year. They've been playing not what I expected them to play. They won some games. They won some surprises with the game they tied with Browns. So they show their ability to compete, but this seems up and down. They added Ak, Ouija, and LJ. The only one I said that really transformed the scene was Ak. He really transformed his defense with his coverage, not only his blitzing, his coverage. And we've seen Pitt take a step back. We've seen him step up within this game and the game before. But I don't think we've seen him at the same defensive MVP type level that he played on last year.
But as you see, we're seeing a little of that come back. And because his comfort level rose as Ak took a little bit of the slack
because
away
now
from him.
Ak is his swagger from house game
So
last
now
year.
he's able to do his job more on defense. Oh, I'm worried about his position more. Before he was worried about the whole team, where everybody's going to, who are they defending, what's our defensive layout. Now he's able to worry about his position because now he has Ak being able to take some slack away from him on defense. And now you're seeing Pitt do a little bit better.
This is Dawn with the weekly player status report. Ace and Gil of ILD will not be here for this game, but everyone else will be here on both teams and will play. Nothing else to report. Back to you, Jay.
Well, that being said, we're going to jump into the game. We're going to start off with Slasher throwing a short pass to Drew for the first down, but it's going to be dropped, and they're going to turn over the ball, giving it back to Riot Squad. Rudy's going to get blitzed by Nick, and he's going to throw a deep pass to Luigi, but it's going to be picked off by Slasher. Slasher with a nice pick. Slasher can play both sides of the ball. He's not a terrific defender, but he's a good defender. He knows how to read the ball because he's a quarterback, makes a play and gives him the ball.
Listen, all you need to do as a quarterback that plays defense is you know exactly what you learn better what a quarterback is doing when you're a quarterback.
Right.
He's able to get it done on defense. One thing is he's not a slow guy. He's very fast for a quarterback, and he's very physical.
Yes.
And he's able to get to the ball. He can predict where the ball is going. That's why he's able to make a play like that here.
Slasher's going to throw a pass across the middle. He got a nice catch by Joel for the first down. Then you have Slasher throw a short pass to Joel for a few yards, but unfortunately, they're unable to move the ball. They're going to turn it over, giving it back to Riot. Rudy's going to throw a nice pass to Pick near the first down. Then Rudy's going to throw a pass in the middle, but it's going to be dropped by number 85, and that's going to end up turning the ball over, giving it back to IOD. Zip, tie. Slasher's going to throw a deep pass to Brandon. It's going to be incomplete. And on last down, Slasher's going to run for the first down, giving them 4 new downs. Slashers can run. I think a lot of people forget he can take off. He's going to take off here, giving them the first down.
And that's one thing that makes Slash that much more difficult to stop because he has a lot of options out there, and he also can take it with his legs and get a first down as well. So it's hard to keep him boxed in.
Slash is going to take a shot, but he's going to get picked off by AK to take this into the half. Ak with a nice interception. I kind of criticized early in the season, saying that he's not really a cover guy. He's more of a physical blitzing type of linebacker. He's proven me wrong. He showed he can get his hands on the ball. He has another interception here.
And I feel maybe it's because he's on a different team. Maybe he's able to play that much better because it's less pressure. He's able to just do his job. Now he's able to roam and actually cut into passes and pick up plays. Like you said, he was dropped. He's been catching them this year, so you need to apologize for that one. You kind of told him he just drops passes.
I'm just
giving
his motivation, basically.
Listen, pretty much. And now you're seeing players step up. Ak is one of them right here.
And this is something that IODs have a problem with. Right now we go zip going into half, and now you get to see what Dawn had said earlier, no Ace. And the offense looks completely different when Ace is not a part of it. They already lost Jesus. He's been injured through the season. Haven't really seen him make the plays that he can make. And now you lose Ace. This offense is practically non-existent right now.
And it reflects on the score. No points. And you're not used to seeing that with ILD. ILD is a team that has high octane. Sometimes they, on good games, they light up the scoreboard. So to see
I wouldn't say light up the scoreboard.
That's why I said on certain
light
games.
Up the scoreboard.
Listen, on certain games, Slasher can light up the scoreboard.
ILD is not known for offense. Let's slow it down.
Okay. I can
with
go.
Your analysts.
Listen, I can go back into the statistics and show that there's certain games, not to say that they score 30, 40 points, but they do put up more than 0 points. Sometimes they score 20, sometimes they score 18 or whatever the point is. That's at least 3 touchdowns.
Right.
So that's fair to say that they put points up on the board, and they have in this game.
And Riot Squad is another team that they're inconsistent. Rudy could be one of the best quarterbacks in this league if he was more consistent. At times it seems like he doesn't even want to pro. The guy is very talented. He's one of the best runners in the league, and he can throw a deep ball. If he gets offensive players that can really step it up, then I think this team can be dangerous coming up to the stretch of the season. We're going to jump into the second half of the game. You're going to have Rudy throwing to LJ in the middle. It's going to be dropped and it's going to be picked off by Andy, which as you see is exactly what I'm talking about. LJ got to make this catch. He drops the ball in the middle, picked off by Andy. How do you help the quarterback do that?
I mean, you help your quarterback by not playing. I mean, I'm sorry, if you're going to make plays like that, I've been seeing it, and I'm not only talking about LJ. We've seen plays like this all season where a receiver drops the ball and it causes a pick. This is something that you can't afford, because now your mistake causes the opposition to get the ball, and now you can't recover from that in the next play. So that's something you can't afford to make. You have to make these catches here.
Slash is going to take over and throw the pass to Andy in the gap for a nice game, and then Slash is going to throw a touchdown pass to Nick to put them up 6-0. We see them score, all because of LJ's turnover. IOD gets the ball back, they're able to score 6-0.
And like I just said, when you make mistakes like this, it costs you. So now, because you didn't make a play that you needed to, now the IOD is able to put points on the board, and who knows if you're going to able to respond by putting points on the board yourself with your struggling offense.
Rudy's going to get the ball, he's going to throw the pig in the middle for a few yards. Then Rudy's going to end up getting sacked by Joel. It bothers me when I see Rudy get sacked by anybody. He's supposed to be able to outrun anybody, but sometimes he takes a sack trying to get his receivers open. Rudy's going to follow up, throw another pass to LJ in the gap. That one is going to be dropped. Now LJ has dropped 2 passes. He wants to be a starter. He wants to get playing time. Not making the plays. I think he needs to come off the field.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you come on the field, if the ball's thrown to you, you catch the pass. Now that you're out, sometimes you can get open. Now you're having doubts from your quarterback to see if he's going to throw it to you again. Now that's an option gone. So you can't afford this. If that's the case, then you don't need to be on the field. And I'm not talking about one player. I'm talking about anybody who drops a pass like that.
Well, Riot is going to end up having a punt after that series to give him the ball back to IOD. Slash is going to throw it up deep, and it's going to be picked off by Ak, his second interception of the game. And now we've seen Slash do things that he didn't do last year. He's throwing the ball away. Unacceptable if you're an offensive player. I know you don't got ace, but you can't make these mistakes. Give the ball to Ak. Ak is having a great season. His second pick of the day.
And you can't take anything away from Riot Squad right now. They're playing good defense. So, not to say that Slash didn't make throw a bad throw, but my point is, Riot Squad is stepping up. Now they're taking advantage of the mistakes that IOD is making on offense. Hopefully they can capitalize with their offense.
Rudy's going to throw the Tone in the middle for a nice game. I'm a Tone fan. Guy makes plays. Great play here. Then Rudy's going to end up getting sacked by Joel for a big loss. And then he's going to follow that up by getting blitzed and throws an interception to Andy, giving the ball back to IOD. And if you look at these last 2 plays, Rudy's going to get sacked to Joel for a big loss. Like I said, he should not be getting sacked by anybody. He's one of the fastest quarterbacks in this league. He gets sacked there, and then he gets blitzed. The blitz comes. I mean, he just got sacked. He's going to throw a bad pass and be picked off by Andy. This is on Rudy. Can't make these mistakes that he does there with these 2 bad plays.
And one thing that you neglect to mention is how well Joel's been covering him as the ball giver. He's able to, Rudy cannot get past him, as you see. Joel is there, he's making plays, he knows exactly where Rudy's going to run to, and before he's able to make a move, he makes a sack. That causes Rudy to hesitate on the blitz and cause an interception. So that's an effective defensive setup by IOD.
Slash is going to get the ball back from this IOD offense. He's going to get blitzed and sacked by Pig. They're going to run the clock, and then Pig's going to follow up 2 plays later to pick up the second sack. This is what they need Pig to do. He needs to get sacks. He needs to make plays, because look what happens. The next play, Slash is going to scramble on this play and end up throwing an interception to London. This is what I'm talking about. Pick, once again, looking like the player of last year on the blitz. Coming up, making 2 big sacks. The next one, forcing Sasha to scramble because remember, he just had 2 sacks. Showing what they do, bringing on.
And that's the key when it comes to blitzing or rushing the quarterback. When you get him to not be able to go anywhere, when you sack the quarterback, that makes them hesitate when they try to run the next play. And then they force a throw it when you blitz them. The same thing that happened with IOD, what they did, Riot Squad did the same thing and it worked for them. Pig is able to do his thing now. That Aka's playing well. Now he's able to play his game and it's effective right now. Pig needs to keep this up.
Now this is my problem. Rudy's gonna throw in the middle and get picked off by Johnny, giving the ball back to IOD. Your defense just got you their 3rd interception. After stopping IOD 2 other times, they give you the ball back and you're not able to put up any points. And at this crucial time, when they get you the ball back, when the game should be over, you throw an interception. We've seen them throw an interception like this against the Browns, as you can probably see on video now. He threw an interception against the Browns when he rushed the pass. He threw an interception again against IOD because he rushed the pass. This is all Rudy.
But if you look throughout this game, Rudy was never comfortable. He was never comfortable. He was never able to get anything going throughout this game. So that shows right there, it was bound to happen. He was going to make another bad play. He makes an interception here. This is what happens when your quarterback is never able to settle in and get comfortable. And this is what makes you make mistakes. You can't have your quarterback not comfortable throughout the game because eventually he's going to make plays that hurts you in the end.
Well, Slash is going to end up running for a few yards just to run out the clock. IOD's going to turn over the ball. All they want to do is run out the clock. Rudy's going to get the ball back, throw a short pass to Tone, but the clock is going to run out, giving IOD the win. 6-0. IOD takes this win. IOD moves up to 5-2 as Riot Squad moves up to 2. Move down, I would say, to 2, 4, and 1. And I have to put this game on Rudy. LJ didn't help him with that drop for the pick. I'm not going to lie, he did not help him there. But when the defense got him the ball back on that last drive, he throws an interception right back to IOD in 2 plays. That is on Rudy.
And the thing is, not to say that it takes away the blame from Rudy, but you saw the level of morale or the confidence in Rudy drop when LJ dropped that pass and picked it off. So my point is, a quarterback that's
gotta have a short-term memory. Gotta let it go. And if you're still thinking about that pick, shame on you. Rudy's a good quarterback. He was an all-star already in this league. The dude can make plays, not making plays this year like he did last 2 years ago. And this was a bad play. You have an opportunity to drive your team down and make the winning touchdown, you fail. You have the opportunity to drive your team down versus the Browns, you fail. You gotta put it on the quarterback.
Yes,
he can't make.
You put it on the quarterback as of course. Rudy is one person that came up short in the
6
game.
Points.
But at the end of the day, well, he didn't have no points. But
6 points if I'm talking about the defense gives up, and he can't score not one touchdown. This offense didn't help him. This offense looked weak today. But they still got to put it on the quarterback.
But you got to also mention that IOD's defense got the job done.
The defense didn't look great. They played a good defense. They didn't have Gil here. They didn't have Ace playing defense. Slash had a pick. The defense didn't look like IOD defense. But they
so pretty much you're saying that Riot Squad shot themselves in the foot.
Riot Squad lost this game more than IOD won this game. That's what I was saying. Riot Squad lost this game.
So pretty much it was all on Riot Squad.
Yes. That's put it on them.
Okay.
They lost this game. They lost the game versus Woodlawn. Beginning of the season. Okay. I'm right. They played Woodlawn. They won 6-0. Correct?
Yeah.
They lost 6-0. They couldn't score. If I'm right, I gotta look at the back and make sure that was a game. But let's even not talk about that game in case I'm wrong. They lost to the Browns. They tied with the Browns 6-6.
When they had a chance.
When they had a chance to win the game against a #1 team. And then they lose the game against IOD. On 2 game-winning drives that Rudy cannot score on, gotta put it on the quarterback. If he can take praise, you gotta take criticism, and this is on him. he got to give it up.
It's more than just performance. It's a confidence issue when it comes to Rudy. When Rudy does not always feel confident in throwing, and when he doesn't have that feel like, if he doesn't feel like throwing, or if he's not confident at the helm, he throws bad. He makes bad plays. He doesn't look good. And it shows that he was not comfortable in this game. He didn't feel good in this game for whatever reason, and he just didn't throw well.
And then we get on Slasher. Slasher ends the game, you know, and he had last year, he had all-star numbers, 15 touchdowns, 6 picks. After this game, 10 touchdowns, 6 picks. He has as much picks now that he had all of last season. And he didn't play the whole game last season. He had, you know, he'll come out halftime or whatever. 6 picks. Now he matches the picks. He's not going to light up the score. That's his type of game. But now that we see him starting the whole game, I don't know if he looks as good as he looked last year. 10 touchdowns, 6 picks. Does not look the way he looked last year. He threw 3 picks this game, so let's not kill him. But you still threw 3 picks this game.
Yes, he threw 3 picks. But like I said, I don't like to talk bad about one person without highlighting what the opposition did.
Okay.
Riot Squad's defense looked better than IOD's defense.
Right,
if you're going to say that, then you got to be fair and say Riot Squad actually did their job on defense.
IOD was missing their top 2 offensive player in Jesus and in Ace.
So you're telling me that would have made all the difference?
Well, we don't know what would have happened. Riot got a good defense. I'm not going to take that away from you. Slasher got to step it up.
Of course.
3 interceptions in 1 game can't happen. 2 to pick. Two to Pig, who plays linebacker. Can't happen.
2 to Ock, you mean?
I mean, 2 to Ock, who plays linebacker. He was sacked twice by Pig. That can't happen. You're too good to make these mistakes. Can't go from scoring 40-some points in 7-1-8 to coming here and only scoring 6. Can't do that. He's too good for this. He needs to step it up. We're coming to the playoff run. I expect big things for him. I'm a Slasher fan. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he's an underrated quarterback. And he has to step it up.
Listen, pretty much at the end of the day, if you look at this game, this was just a bad game all around. It's just IOD scraped by this game. They kind of scraped by. And they were only able to put up 6 points. Will they be able to keep this up, only scoring 6 points with their next opponent? I can't be sure. But they definitely have to step it up because this is not going to slide going towards the end of the season.
All right, we're going to have to see what happens. Like I said, IOD finishes up 5-2. Riot Squad 2-4-1. We'll see what happens in the rest of the season. Next game up, we have Browns versus Generals. Browns are coming in 4-1-1. Generals are coming in 4-2. And now we see the Generals have to play a big team. A lot of people say that the Generals' record is not really respectable. People saying that they're a fluke. They're a team that's going to make it to the playoffs, but be out in the first round. Nobody really respects this Generals team.
I mean, and I feel like it's unfortunate because they're a pretty good team that plays hard. A lot of those games where they do lose to big teams, sometimes it goes to the wire. They play hard all the way to the end. Sometimes, like the last playoff game when they played IOD, they're already tired from that hard game they played against YMM. So you look at that to factor in on why they kind of lose games like that. But at the end of the day, you never count them out no matter what team they play against. So it's unfair to give them that type of judgment, but if the numbers reflect that, what can you say?
And the Browns have turned it around. We see Reggie's the starter for this team now. They lost last week to Street Fan, but I say they went to the best solution, which is having Reggie throw. I don't think the Puka situation was going to work. I think that hurt Puka's numbers this year because he had to quarterback. And I think now if they want to win a championship, Reggie has to be the quarterback to take them into that direction. So that being said, we're going to go to Dawn real quick and see what she got to say about who's not here.
For the Browns, Puka will not be here for this game, but everyone else will be here and ready to play. For the Generals, Pito and Joe will be sitting out for this game, but Cal will start as quarterback and everyone else is here. Back to you, Jay.
That being said, we're going to jump into the game right now. Generals start off the game with a turnover. Brown's going to get the ball back. On second down, Reggie's going to throw an interception to Frankie to give the ball back to Generals. This is the problem that Reggie has. He throws bad interceptions to guys that should not touch his pass, should not even think about intercepting the Reggie ball. He allows him to do it, and that's what happens to him.
In a way, I've seen, it looks to me as Reggie has kind of regressed this season over last season.
Yeah.
I figured the whole situation with the Browns is not necessarily cemented. There's things that's just still not vibing well after the whole mix-up between, Jingo, Reggie, the team, Puka starting as quarterback, Manny coming in. There's a lot of things that's just still not right, and it shows in Reggie's play right now.
Cal's gonna get the ball back. He's gonna overthrow and in the end zone. General's gonna have to punt. Reggie's gonna throw deep to Trev for the first down, and then Reggie's gonna find 50 shots. Darnell in the middle for the touchdown, and getting the extra point, 7-0 Browns. And this guy Trev, he's a beast. We're not gonna take the attention off of Darnell catching the touchdown pass, but Trev catching the first down, he's a weapon. He's putting up numbers that Puka put up last year, and now when you got Trev, 50, Puka. That's a lot of offense. They add Wise, who comes out the backfield. He's in the slot. This team has weapons, enough weapons for Reggie to take him to the next level. 7-0.
And this is all on Reggie now, because now he has all the weapons. This team is stacked now. There's no excuses now. This is a definite championship team in the making, if you can't say anything else. So now it's all about how far Reggie's going to take them. Right now he's able to put points on the board, but he has to keep this type of performance in order to get them to the promised land.
Carver's going to get the ball back and throw a bad pass deep to Julio, and it's going to be picked off by Trev. We just talked about Trev. Now he adds another interception to his stat line, and Cal's not throwing good. He's not throwing good at all. He's throwing terrible. Do a bad pass deep to Julio, do a bad pass deep to Ant, and Pito's not here though. As you heard Dawn say, Pito's missing. We have rumors that heard that Pito quit. And these throws that Kyle is missing, Pito would have made. That's the difference with their two styles.
And I'm not going to necessarily take anything away from Kyle, but one, I still don't think that he's fully healed from his injury. That's another thing. So now he's less mobile than he usually is. Now he has to stay stiff and make sure he makes those throws. When you're not able to move and make that pass that you're comfortable with making, it makes it that much harder. And you can see it reflected in his game right now. He's off target.
Reggie's going to throw the number 12 in the slot, who runs it in all the way to the 15-yard line. Reggie's going to throw the Wise, but it's going to be tipped and intercepted by Frankie. Frankie's second interception on Reggie of the day. And this is stuff that Reggie do. There's no reason why you got to miss Wise on this pass. It's a short receiver, got good hands, got to be able to hit him the ball. Reggie's not able to, turns over the ball.
And like I could have said earlier, for some reason Reggie's not the same Reggie that we seen last year. He's making mistakes that you wouldn't see him normally make. So this is trouble for the Browns if Reggie keeps this up. They need to figure out what they need to do to get Reggie back on the same page with his team, because this right now is not working for them.
Kyle is going to get the ball and throw a nice pass to Cecil for the first down, and then throw deep to Cecil, makes a great jumping catch over the defender for the touchdown. That's going to be a top 5 nominee, and this is just Cecil bailing out Cal. Jumps out the gym, makes a great catch, gets him right back in the game. Once again, I think Pito would have made this throw more accurate than Cal did, but unfortunately, it's going to be, fortunately for him, it's a touchdown pass by Cecil.
But I mean, to be fair, if you look at certain games that Pito threw and certain games that Cal threw, Pito wasn't always that perfect either. So there's certain things that neither of them would have been able to do. This throw, when you're throwing it to Cecil, it's almost a sure thing that Cecil's going to go up and get it. He's one of those players that actually bails you out, and he's very athletic, and he's able to attack the ball. And that's one thing that assures a quarterback and gives him that confidence to throw it down the field again.
Reggie's going to get the ball back and throw it. It's always going to be intercepted to Frankie. Would have been Frankie's third interception. But Reggie's going to throw a pass in the end zone. It's going to be tipped by Frankie, caught by Biggie for the touchdown. With the extra point, that would be up 14-6. And this was low. Frankie should have had his 4th interception. He tipped the last one. He tipped this one, and it's going to be caught by Biggie. Reggie can't make these mistakes, but this time he's able to score from it.
And luckily you were able to scrape back up from that mistake that he made, but Frankie wasn't able to get it. They're able to get their offense on track and able to put points on the board. these are not mistakes that you always recover from.
No.
They're able to recover from it here, and they keep the ball rolling. They're putting more points on the board. The Generals are in trouble.
Kyle's going to throw it to Ant, who's going to drop the ball. He's going to be picked up by Black, who's going to run it back for the touchdown, 20-6. And this is my issue. Kyle already has not looked good today. He already has thrown 2 interceptions already. But now he's going to throw to his receiver, and it's going to be dropped and picked off. You can't do this if you're his receiver. You have to make this catch. Ant has to make this play, and they don't help the quarterback out. You're playing against a tough defense, and how in the name of Yellow do you not make this catch and help your defense, your offense out, knowing that you're playing against one of the best secondaries in the game, turn over the ball, 20-6. What can you say? Nothing to say. You got to make this catch, and they don't.
And pretty much, I said it the last game when I was talking about LJ dropping his pass in the last game. It doesn't matter what receiver you are, you make this play for your quarterback. Otherwise, things like this will happen every single time.
Kyle is going to get blitzed on his next series by Black, and then get sacked by Black. He's going to follow up with a Hail Mary to the end zone. He's going to be incomplete. 20-6, take us into the half. Second half, we're going to see Reggie get sacked by North. They're trying to get something moving at 20-6 down and trying to make a nice little run. Reggie's going to throw the wise, and number 3 of Jeremy's going to get caught for pass interference. But the Browns are not able to capitalize on the drive. General's going to get the ball back. They're going to punt. Browns going to get the ball back. They get stopped. Next series, remember, it's only 20-6. Kyle's going to throw up to Cecil, who makes a great jumping catch for the first down. We see Cecil saving Kyle. Kyle's going to throw deep to Julio in the end zone. Julio cannot hold on to it, incomplete. We just talked about this. Kyle doesn't look great. His receivers are not helping him. Julio has to find a way to catch this ball. He doesn't. Turnover.
The thing that sucks for a quarterback is when you're struggling, when you finally get your job done, when you're finally able to make the pass that you need to make, and your receiver drops the ball, now there's no hope for your quarterback. Now you have a desperate quarterback that's trying to get anything going, and this is when a quarterback makes his most mistakes. So they got to get him out of the state by making these plays.
Reggie's going to throw it 50 in the middle for the first down, follow up with a touchdown pass in the front of the end zone, 2-0, putting them up 27-6. Kyle's going to end up getting the ball back. He's going to throw another interception to Black, who's going to run it back for a touchdown. His second interception touchdown run of the day. That's going to end the game 33-6. Browns blow out Generals, giving the Browns the win. Browns are now going to be 5-1-1. Generals going to be 4-3.
And right now, you just see the Generals pretty much fall apart in that game. They weren't able to get anything going. And not only do I blame the quarterback on this, I blame the whole team not stepping up. This was a game that they could have actually put more effort into, I feel.
They could have put the league on notice with this game, and
yes.
they just going on to prove what people are already saying. This is not a A-caliber team in the UFL. They feel that they're a second-tier team. And you got to ask yourself, you got rid of the quarterback of the year, Bito. Because whatever reasons, I already said from the beginning, when Bito signed with Generals, if Cal comes back and looks healthy, they will bench Bito. And that's exactly what happened. Bito leaves, and what hurts the Generals even more with the situation is he takes Joe, the guy who stretches the field, the guy who gets behind any type of defender. You lose him because that's Bito's right-hand man. And we're going to get an interview. I'm going to make sure we get an interview this week from the coach, Jose. Because what was the point of bringing this in? The question is, who would you rather have, Bito or Cal? Whose fault is this?
It's just, in all honesty, I feel it's just an ugly situation altogether. I feel like no sides were able to come to a compromise because they both want to win. They all want to win. So I feel like they could have made something work. Obviously, that whole taking Pito out in the last week didn't sit well with him. He made his effort to come to this team to play. He left one team
destroying a franchise,
pretty much to play for another. Who knows whose fault that was, but he came to play for this team just to sit on the bench for a quarterback that's not fully healed yet. I mean, what type of quarterback that would sit down and take that standing? I mean, You was expecting to see this thing.
Let's not give Pito any awards. Pito was 8 and 6.
I'm not saying anything.
6 interceptions.
I'm not saying
guy
anything.
They expected to stretch the field and put up points. Do 6 interceptions already. So let's not sit down and say that Pito was the answer to this team.
No, I'm not saying that Pito was the answer to this team. But Joe was one of the answers to this team. I'm sorry to say. So losing Pito, losing Joe hurt.
So they should have kept Pito in.
I think they should have worked something out to keep.
How?
I don't know. Because obviously it's not our situation. My point is the situation didn't have to go as ugly as it did, but this was the whole outcome.
Both quarterbacks made the top 10.
Yes.
Countdown. Where was Cal? Cal was what? 9?
He was number 9.
Where was Pito?
Number 3.
I just did the homework for you. Pito's a better quarterback. He should have been starting.
But I'm going to tell you this. He was number 3, but who was one of the main people catching his passes last year too? Joe. And the last game that the Generals won, that Joe played with them when Cal first played, he came back and played, Joe had 3 touchdowns that game. So, what am I saying right now? These are numbers that I'm putting in front of you. Joe was their main engine on their team, on their offense, I would say. Cecil was more of a defensive guy. Julio was on and off the season.
But do you trust Pito as your quarterback? He already bailed out on one team. Do you want to give this man the keys to the car when he can jump out at any time and leave the car running?
But my point is,
when you got the guy who you're supposed to be developing,
but if you can't trust him to come and stay on this team, why even bring him over in the first place?
Because Cal was hurt.
So you expected this to happen.
Cal was hurt.
But if this costs them a season,
well, they're all fools.
Exactly.
They're all fools.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Who cares what's going on with this team when they're playing against another team ready to beat them? If they lose to that team, who cares what happened? They lost. They're all going home. They're all watching the playoffs. So what difference does it make what happened at this
They started out hot. Now they're 4-3. People are not scared of them. Cecil's having an amazing season. He has 8 picks. But all they're going to do is throw away from him. Julio's not having the season he had last year. He's going to make the All-Star team, but he's not playing at the top caliber as he played last year. This team was supposed to pick a Preacher. Didn't work out. I think Preacher would have helped this defense playing that corner position, but we can't talk about what they don't got. They don't look the same. Pito was brought in to stretch the field. They lose him. They lose Joe. And they can't stretch the field. Kyle is not stretching the field. As you can see, the 2 downfield plays he went to, Cecil bailed him out. And then when he went to Julio dropped the ball. But they have to help him make plays deep.
But that's why I said, at the end of the day, regardless of what quarterback you have thrown for you, your main guy that stretches the field, you lose. And I feel like losing Joe was worse than losing Pito, in my opinion. I'm going to say it because the numbers do not lie.
I would say that because Cal can't get Joe the ball deep.
But he did get the ball deep on a couple of plays
when Joe beat you by 30 yards, how can you not give him the ball deep?
But now you don't even have the opportunity to have a guy beat you 30 yards.
Well, they got trouble. Bottom line, we can both agree they got trouble. Now you get to the Browns. Browns look good defensively. You know, Trev playing good. I didn't hear Puka's name.
Listen, at the end of the day, let's skip all of that and let's just say that the team bailed out Reggie this game.
Yes, Reggie should have had 4 interceptions. He's looking like the Reggie that's inconsistent. He doesn't look like the Reggie of offensive play. Yeah, he looks like the Reggie that tends to throw the ball to the other team and tends to get stopped by teams he should not get stopped by. Coming off of a loss to Street Fan, coming to this game, and they won, but they won more because of a bad Generals offense more than a great Browns offense. Remember, they ran 2 picks back for touchdowns.
Yes.
So Reggie should be only thinking about playoffs. Forget the regular season, playoffs. It doesn't look good right now, but he gives them the best option to win.
I'm not even going to say that he should only think of playoffs, because if he's not thinking about each game and he's playing like this, who cares about playoffs? You're not even going to make it past the first game. Because offense like this does not beat anybody. He scored how much points? Not even counting the interception run backs? I mean, what? He didn't really do his job. Let's look at the numbers.
He threw one touchdown. He threw another touchdown that should have been picked off.
Yes.
That was
so
sick.
My point is that type of offense is not going to get you anywhere. Your defense kind of.
They found Nut for a touchdown pass.
But
and
again,
he had the 2 run backs.
Yes, but again, this is not the offense.
He technically threw 2 touchdowns.
He threw 2 touchdowns.
The
He got lucky on 1.
Off. He should have had at least 5 interceptions this game. Yes,
listen,
I agree.
At the end of the game, at the end of the day, this is not a playoff game where you. This is not a way you play in the playoffs. Let's just put it that way. This is not the way that you play. This is not the Browns offense that we're used to seeing. This is not the Reggie that we're used to seeing. So not only does Reggie need to fix something, I think the whole team needs to come together and help Reggie out because he has too much on his mind right now. That's my opinion. He has too much on his mind.
I have too much when you don't listen. He don't listen.
Maybe he has his own ideas.
That we got sources saying that Reggie does not follow the play calls. So you can't have too much on your mind if you don't listen. You gotta have someone on your mind that has too much on your mind and he doesn't listen.
But the thing is, maybe he's listening to himself. Maybe he has his own ideas. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he has his own direction that he wants to go, and Jingo and the rest of the team has their own direction. So they need to come.
They need to support him because I see Manny throw 4 picks, and his team has his back.
Yes.
So they better not turn it around on Reggie right now because at the end of the day, they won. He made plays, they won. Because Manny would have been doing a lot worse because of the speed of this game. So I don't think you bail out on Reggie. You sit down and say, this is what we're going to get. This is who we are. He's going to throw some picks. He's going to make some plays. At the end of the day, as long as he makes the plays that needs to be made and we win, I don't care if he throws 20 picks.
Listen, I feel that Reggie can fix this. I feel that the team can fix this. Him and Jingo can work something out. Because this is still Reggie at the end of the day.
Reggie is a grown man. This is what you get. There's no fixing him. This is his 3rd year in the league. There's no fixing Reggie. This is what Reggie's going to give you.
So
he's going to throw some touchdowns. He's going to make some bad plays.
So then if you think like that, he's pretty much doomed.
No. Because with these weapons, you got Puka, you got Trav, you can win games. But expect him to make some turnovers. That's what he does.
He had pretty much the same team the last 2 years, and they came up short the last 2 years.
19-1.
Doesn't matter if you don't get that trophy.
19-1.
Where's their trophy? Where's their trophy? They don't have it. I didn't see them celebrating at the last game, at the championship game.
19-1. That's all I can say. 19-1.
No trophy.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. That's what you're playing for.
15-14 last year to Carver in one of the ugliest offensive games we've seen.
True.
They had an opportunity to win. If Puka catches that pass to the front, they'd celebrate.
But again, in the first half, and we're going way back to the last season.
So at the end of the day, like I
can do this all day.
They had an opportunity to win. They won the games they got to win. At the end of the day, the pressure's on them because they expected to win the championship. We're going to have to see what happens to them. Again, I say they won this game. Right now, they're 5-1-1. Generals are 4-3. I think Generals are in panic mode right now because I don't see Cal taking them to the next level. I think that they're going to be 1-and-done in the playoffs. I know they're not going to like it, but I don't care. 1-and-done in the playoffs. Prove me wrong if you want. 1-and-done in the playoffs. That's what I'm sticking to. We're going to have to see what happens. Next game up, we're going to have Carver Mob versus Rep City. We're going to go to Dawn and hear who's not here today.
For both Carver and Rep City, everyone is present and ready for this game. Nothing else to report. Back to you, Jay.
Well, these games are always goodies. Last year, they went to the wire. Carver beat them, I think, in the playoffs by 5.
By 5 points.
And in the regular season,
they beat them by 6 points.
So these games are always good. Hood always steps it up to the next level against Carver. And it seems like Carver wins, but not dominantly as they're known for.
And I feel this because every time Carver plays Rep City, I feel like Rep City has something that surprises Carver, catches them off guard. The last 2 games they played, Tess kind of played out the box. Like he had some dynamic numbers in those games. So I feel like he was a difference maker for Rep City's offense, and I feel like he needs to be a difference maker again in order for them to compete with Carver in this game.
Well, we're gonna jump right into the game and see what happens. While he's driving down to the end zone, we find Rep City in mid-drive. And while driving to the end zone, Hood is going to throw the D-ball in the end zone, and it's going to be dropped. You can't drop these passes. And I always said, I love D-Boy. He gives you a lot of energy, but sometimes his energy and does not reflect his play. You got to want to wake up for these games. Big drop here. They're going to end up turning the ball over. Got to make this catch and help put out. It's hard enough playing against the Carver defense, and you are helping them even more by dropping these passes. Then we're going to have Rep City. Carver's going to get the ball on 4th and long. Chuck is going to throw to a wide open Dennis for the first down. Can't have Carver on 4th and long and give up the first down. That's going to hurt. A few plays later, Chuck is going to find West in the middle for the touchdown. With the 2-point conversion, 8-0, Carver goes up. 4th and long, they give up the first down, and then Chuck's able to score after that.
And this is them capitalizing on a mistake on Rep City. The defense came up short, wasn't able to stop them. They got the first down, and then they're able to drive down and score. If you stop them here, now you have an opportunity to get ahead in this game. And they don't, and that's how Carver capitalizes every single time.
Hood is going to start off this drive, next drive getting sacked by Chris. Remember, B-Dot is going for the year. So he doesn't have his blocking, he doesn't have his muscle, and I think that's going to hurt him the rest of the season. He's going to get sacked by Chris here. Then Hood's going to throw a nice pass to Ralph for a few yards, and then Hood is going to throw to C-Lo, who makes a nice catch. But they're going to end up turning over the ball, giving it back to Carver. Carver's going to get the ball, and they're going to end up turning over, giving it back to Rep City. Hood's going to throw a nice pass in the end zone to Ant, and it's going to be dropped, causing Rep City to have to punt. We just saw D-Boy drop a touchdown. Now you had another opportunity, and he's going to make the drop. You are killing your quarterback. This is the reason why Hood don't look like he's having fun. He doesn't have playmakers. Guys are not making the plays they necessarily make another turnover. Another they have to get the ball up front.
And you see just on that they're not the same Rep City team. They're not the same high-octane team making plays when they're dropping passes like this. This is what kills the game, especially for your quarterback, because now he has to try his best to make something happen. This is where mistakes happen. They need to watch out for that.
Next series, you're going to see Carver get the ball. With nice blocking from Ricky, Chuck is going to throw it up deep. The interception is going to be dropped by Tess. Tess should have had the pick. And caught by Joe, who's going to run it into the end zone for the touchdown, giving Carver a 15-0 lead. Now, there was controversy on this. There's no replay during the season. We have replay in the playoffs. What do you think on this? Was it a tag?
It looked like everybody went for the ball, and Joe came down with it, was able to run before anybody responded. So it didn't look like a tag at all. It didn't look like anybody touched him after he caught that ball. Nobody was able to react in time to when he caught that ball. So he was able to run into the end zone.
Let's zoom in and slow it down. Looking at it again now, what do you think?
I stick to what I saw. It looked like he caught it and ran into the end zone freely. Nobody was able to react in time and tag him. That was just a touchdown all the way.
I was a part of that game. I was repping that game, and 3 reps, all of us, we didn't see a tag. But if you look at the camera, it doesn't look like he was tagged. It was a bang bang. If they would have used the challenge, they probably would have lost it because it looks like nobody made the tag. 15-0 Carver. The point is, how did you get the ball? You know they're going up in the air. You know it's a toss-up. Why is everybody not there knock the ball out? These are the mistakes that Carver gets you to end up beating you. 4th and long, they get it. You get the ball, you drop 2 touchdowns. The Hail Mary thrown up to go to the half-court touchdown. This is why it's easy.
And the thing about it is, last year, Tess would have made this interception asleep. So all of a sudden, now he's dropping
Everybody
interceptions.
does everything in their sleep for you.
It seems like it.
Is
No.
anybody awake?
Listen, for some reason, it should be given. It should be a natural reflex. The ball is in the air, you catch it. Tess is one person that I saw last year making plays like this without question. I'm okay, you don't like in the sleep. I'm not going to use it no more. But he caught it just pretty much all the time. He caught it all the time. He doesn't do it here. He's not the same Tess. This team does not look like the same team.
No, they don't. They really don't. No energy. And they all started for me from winning the championship. That seemed like they took the gas, the pedal, they took the gas.
I mean, they stepped up. They stepped up a few games, but I feel
the foot off of the gas, and they do not look like the same team. They don't have their bully. B-Dot went down. They have no muscle. They have no heart. The team needs to turn it around because they are better than this. They are better than this. They had a good team. They can win the chip. They were one of the only teams other than them Gettys that could compare and compete with Carver, they don't look like that team this week and this season. Carver's going to get the ball back and they're going to end up getting stopped in the second half. So now Rep City got something to talk about. They got the ball. But it's going to throw deep to Steve-O and it's going to be overthrown. So now when his receivers are not dropping the ball, Hood is overthrowing it. Hood is going to scramble and throw deep in the end zone. Choker's going to get one hand in the play. It's going to be incomplete, turnover. Should have made this catch, even though Choker got a hand in it.
Yes. I think it was very close. I feel Choker did make a good play on it, but either way,
catch the ball.
Yeah, you gotta grab that.
You're a playmaker. Yeah, catch the ball.
So my point is, if it's in your facility, you gotta go and get it. And obviously he did.
You know what kills me about guys? They want to be labeled the best. They want to say I'm the man. I can make catches. I can do this. I can do that. But when it's something difficult, they drop the ball. Everybody can be a superstar if you can catch a pass that's coming right here. You can't say I'm the best because you cut. You want to be the best? You want to be a Larry Fitzgerald? These are the catches you gotta make. You want to be a Calvin Johnson? These are the catches you gotta make. You can't say I'm one of the top, I'm one of the best with this, with that, with this. And the big plays, you cannot
And
make.
I'm gonna say this. Regardless of what hard catch now, look at this play here. Hood threw it right in his number. That was, you can't ask for a better throw than that.
And the game's only 15 zip.
Yes.
They score here, turns it around.
This is a difference maker here, and Ant wasn't able to come up with it. This pretty much kills their momentum. They could have taken this game over. They could have actually competed. Now I feel like they're dead at this point.
Chuck is going to throw deep to West, and the ball is going to be dropped. On fourth down, Chuck is going to throw to a wide open Joe on the sideline for the first down. Like I said, fourth and long, touchdown. Fourth and long, first down. Let's go over it real quick. Fourth and long, wide open, first down. Then touchdown pass. Fourth and long, toss up, touchdown, off of the tip. Fourth and long, first down, Joe. What the hell is going on? You can't want to win this game and you can't stop this team on fourth down.
But this has been every team's problem playing against Carver. They get them to fourth and long how many times, and Carver's able to find a way to get the first down or to score. The thing about it is, this is the only play that matters, the fourth down play. This is where you stop them. This is the bread and butter for the defense, and obviously, they don't make it happen, and Carver is able to capitalize yet again.
Carver's going to get the first down. Chuck is going to avoid Victor and runs for a few yards. Chuck is running with one bad tire. How the heck is he able to run past Victor to get a few yards? And what happens? He follows that up with a touchdown, 2 boo-boo in the back of the end zone, 22-0. What? What's going on? These are all mistakes. This was not a Carver. They're blowing this out, they're better than us. Rep City, all they needed to do was put a bow on it because they practically gave Carver this game. You might as well wrap it up.
Maybe they wanted to. Maybe this was a present to Carver. Maybe they said, you know what? We don't want this game. We think you
They play like it.
I don't know. But I feel like this is a better team than this. They feel like everything that they were supposed to do wrong to give Carver this game, they did. They dropped passes. They weren't able to keep the Chuck in the pocket. They weren't able to do anything right in this game. And it falls right on them.
Well, Rep City's going to end up getting the ball back. They're going to turn the ball over. Joey comes in the throw. He's in the scramble. Try to run the clock out. He's going to get sacked by Victor, but that's pretty much it. And in the game, 22-0. Carver still undefeated. They're 7-0, and Rep City falls to 4-3. Rep City gave this game to Carver. Gave him the game.
And I can't object to that. I feel like they just died towards the second half. They didn't do anything right in this game, and it shows it with the no points.
Yeah, they couldn't score.
They couldn't do anything. I have to go that much further. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't catch any passes. They couldn't stop Carver from scoring. They couldn't stop them on hardly any drive. Even when it was fourth and long, they couldn't stop them. They leave guys open on fourth down. And this is the thing that boggles the mind. This is the play where you start to lock up your receivers the most. And they leave them open right in when they don't need them.
And let's put the mistakes on. And I want you to put it up on the screen for us. Hood throws to D-Boy, dropped. Put up mistake. Fourth and long, Chuck throws so wide open dead it's for the first down. Mistake. Carver ends up scoring on that drive. Hood throws a pass in the end zone, dropped, punt. That was a mistake. Next series, Carver, Chuck throws it deep to Joe. It's tipped by Tess, caught by Joe for the touchdown, mistake. Then you're gonna have 4th down, Chuck throws so wide open Joe on the sideline for the 1st down, mistake. Chuck is gonna end up avoiding Victor, run for a few yards, and then follows that up, following Boo in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, mistake. Those are all the mistakes. You add the mistakes up, you'll get the what happens, and you're gonna end up getting 22-0, Carver.
Listen, if you're gambling against yourself to try to make some extra dollars, I feel like this is not the way to do it, because not as obviously you just throwing yourself on the ground and letting Carver beat you up, because this is not a way to come out and play. Not against Carver, not against anybody. And if you play like this, it doesn't matter what team you play against, you're not winning any games. So y'all might as well just chalk it up, end the season, and go home, because if they keep playing like this, I feel it's over for them. And they're much better than this.
Once again, we see Carver with another win, not destroying people, not running people out the gym. But if you're going to make mistakes and give them the game, they're going to gladly take it, and they're going to get another win here. Then we're going to end that. We're going to wrap that up with this game. Carver's in the end of the game, like I said, 22-0. They go to 7-0. Rep City 4-3. Next game up, we're going to have Reckless versus Gunners. We're going to hear Dawn and see who's here and who's missing.
Mimi will not be present for Reckless, but everyone else on both teams are ready to play. Nothing else to report. Back to you, Jay.
Well, as you see, Gunners don't have mini bones, I like to call them. His name's Dave, right?
Yes, Dave.
But I like to call him mini bones, which is Bones from Wyman's little brother. And Reckless is still missing Mimi. I've actually spoke to Mimi, and he said he's not playing with Reckless this season. He was out at the games. He's actually releasing himself from the Reckless contract, so they won't be seeing him this season. And I think that's going to hurt them, because he stretches the field for this team.
I felt, it's pretty much, if you look at the numbers, Mimi was their main go-to guy on offense throughout the season. And besides him and Prodigy, we haven't seen nothing from Bishop.
No, I think it was a bust situation.
Bishop pretty much, like you said, hasn't been doing like he did before.
And Carver hasn't missed him, because they picked up Chris Happy Feet, who's a known UFL player, and he's actually giving them more because of his speed at ball games, faster than Bishop. So he actually gives them more, so they don't really lose nothing from losing Bishop.
And unlike Bishop, Happy Feet falls into the system a little bit better. He's better at taking constructive criticism, and he plays hard. Bishop, you know, he's more of a character. He likes to have fun. He likes to let loose and play his game. It hasn't been working for him this season. And Prodigy has been absent as well since he got injured. So he doesn't look still 100%. So that's another loss that they have on their team. So other than that, it's just left to role players and guys who aren't able to be dynamic offensive weapons. So this Reckless team hasn't looked the same.
Well, we're going to jump in the game right now and see what happens. Vaughn is going to start off with a nice short pass to Angel, but the Gunners are unable to move the ball after that. They're going to turn the ball over. Bugger's going to throw a nice pass to Bishop on the sideline to get in the red zone, which now we see Bishop getting more involved in the offense, and that works out well because Bugger's able to follow it up with a pass to Rico for the touchdown, 6-0 Reckless. This is how Bug should move the ball. Take your time, chop it up. He found Bishop on the sideline to get in the red zone, find Rico, touchdown, 6-0.
And this is a better way for Bug to run his system, you know, to chop up the field, make the throws that you know you can make. He made a great throw to Bishop. He was open. That's how you play. Rather than take chances and hope that something well happens, you have to make the plays happen. You have to create your success when it comes to playing on this field. He does it here and he puts up 6 points on the board.
Vaughn is going to get the ball back and follow out with a nice pass to Angel in the end zone for the touchdown, tying the game 6-6. Vaughn is looking better. He started out slow, 6 interceptions against Wyman. He's slowed down now. He's got the grasp of the game, looking a little better, showing he's capable of making passes to his receivers, getting them the ball before they can score 6-6.
And you can't necessarily give him all the credit. I feel like his team is actually playing for him now as well. They're stepping up, they're getting open, they're making plays, they're really playing for Vaughn out there. So now their offense is that much better.
Bug is going to get the ball back. He's going to throw in the middle to Justin. He's going to be intercepted by Caesar, giving Bug his 15th interception of the year. Last year, Bug had 20 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions.
Yo,
still double digits.
You're saying
but it's only 12.
Yeah.
Bug can throw a lot of interceptions, but he came up with 12. Had a decent season. This year, coming into this game, he has 13 touchdown passes, 14 interceptions in 6 games. This is the 7th game. He just threw a touchdown pass, and now he threw his 15th interception of the year. Too many interceptions, turnover gives it right back to him.
And this is just pretty much a frustrating year for Bug. If you see, he's pretty much had a hard year. They haven't been looking good all season. You could tell that Bug misses Mimi on this offense. He misses a healthy prodigy on this offense. And the old Bishop that we came to know a few years back.
Won MVP.
Exactly. So he doesn't have any of that right now. So it's kind of frustrating to still try to make things happen and still play the way he plays. And of course, it's going to end up equaling to interceptions. More and more of that as we go along.
Warner's going to throw to number 99 for the first down. It's almost going to be intercepted by LA. Warner's going to then throw deep to Caesar, but it's going to be broken up by Prodigy for the turnover. We see Prodigy moving a little better this week. He's been injured, came back weeks prior, but now he's looking like he's starting to get his steps back. Great play by Prodigy, turnover, and give it back to his offense.
One thing I could say is, as he came back, he is able to make some plays and factor in on their defense more than the offense. So they don't lose him completely. He's still a defensive threat. He still makes plays on defense, just not in the same dynamics as last year.
Bug's going to get the ball back. He's going to throw a nice pass to just at the 10-yard line. Then Bug's going to fire up to the throw to the receiver, but it's going to be dropped. Then Bug's going to throw a pass in the end zone, but end up throwing it away for the turnover. Turtles going to get the ball. They're going to have to punt. Gunners, they're going to punt. Reckless going to get stopped, taking us into the half. 6-6 tie. Reckless not looking like what we expected. Gunners looking a lot better. Their defense actually looks pretty decent. We're not talking about their defense, but the defense is pretty good.
They have a lot of athletic players running around their defense, so that factors into how well they've been looking the past couple of games. I feel like they're stepping up now, they're getting more confidence, and I feel that's a dangerous thing when you have a lot of athletic guys out there getting confidence. That's when they get dangerous, that's when they make big plays like that.
Second half, Bug is going to throw a nice pass to Just in the gap, but then he's going to follow up. He's going to roll out away from the blitz, which we know he can do, but he's going to throw an interception to save, giving the ball back, and that's going to be Bug's 16th interception of the year. Too many, 13-16 right now, bad throw by Bug into number 16.
And I feel at this point now, Bug should be using a little bit more care when he makes these throws, because the Gunners do have a lot of athletic guys out there that go and get the ball. So he was supposed to actually scan the field and see where the defenders are. He didn't do that here. It looked like he was just trying to get rid of the ball and lead to an interception.
Gunners are going to not able to do nothing with the ball. They're going to end up punting, giving it back to Reckless. Remember, it's a 6-6 tie. Bug is going to throw the Prodigy on the sideline. Then he's going to throw short to Tone, who's going to drop the ball, and it's going to be picked off by Ephraim. That's not on Bug. Receiver has to hold on to the ball, and now Bug has 17 interceptions. Terrible. Vaughn is going to throw the Caesar in the middle for a nice gain. Then he's going to throw the Ephraim near the first down, but the ref said the ball hit the ground and it's going to be incomplete. Vaughn on the 1 yard from the first down, throws the Caesar in the gap, but it's going to be broken up by Prodigy again. Turn over the ball, giving it back to Reckless. Remember, it's a 6-6 tie. Great play by Prodigy once again, now helping out the defense offense again.
And this is pretty much Reckless's one ray of light right now. Prodigy actually playing hard on their defense, actually preventing the Gunners from getting any type of momentum. There's another big stop right here. And how long can you keep this up without the offense doing anything for it?
Bug is going to get blitzed and sacked by the Gunners defender. Then Bug is going to throw a Hail Mary. It's going to be incomplete. He's going to turn the ball over, giving it back to the Gunners. Vaughn is going to make a nice pass here to Angel, but they're not able to capitalize on the catch, and they're going to turn the ball over on down. Bug is going to just avoid the sack and throw short to LA for the first down. Then on the next 2 plays later, he's going to throw an interception to Ephraim. That's going to give Bug number 18. Interception number 18. The record in the UFL for interception is 12. Bug broke that record with number 18 right here, giving the ball back to Gunners.
And Not only that, he throws 2 picks to Ephraim in this game. So he throws 2 picks to the same person. So it's like he's spreading out the ball, but now he's singling out one person to throw to. This is very bad. This is the ugliest I've ever seen Bug play.
Yeah.
It seems like as seasons go along, the longer he plays, the more frustrated he gets, the worse he plays. So it's not all his fault, but at the end of the day, you're the quarterback, you're the leader of the offense, and if you have no control, this is the outcome.
Vaughn is going to end up finally throwing a pass in the middle. It's going to be caught by the receiver. A nice game. Then Vaughn is going to follow that pass to Angel. The pass is going to be off target, but Angel's going to pull it in with one hand for the touchdown. That's going to be a top 5 nominee. Give the Gunners a 12-6 lead. What a catch by Angel.
And that was just all Angel, because that was not a great throw by Vaughn, who was throwing behind him. They were off in terms of communication. That looked like an incomplete pass to me until Angel made that move to stretch for that ball.
Wow.
He just went out and got that ball. He claimed it, he went and got it, 6 points goes to the Gunners.
Bug's going to get the ball back. He's going to throw deep to the receiver. The receiver stopped running, so it's going to be incomplete. Remember, it's 12-6. Bug is going to end up throwing the ball on the sideline, but time's going to run out. Game over. Gunners are going to get the win, beating Reckless 12-6, putting Gunners at 2-4, with Reckless going to 2-5. Bug with 18 interceptions this season. Terrible. Understandable why Reckless is 2-5.
I mean, their whole offense is ugly. They're missing so many pieces. Bug is not comfortable out there. He's not happy. He's not enjoying himself. There's a lot of pressure on him, and there's no response from his team. They have players they have guys making plays, but I don't feel it's enough. Rico having a great year this season, just having a great year, but you didn't really see them this game. You see Rico catching 1 touchdown pass, a short pass, mind you, but that's it. That's all you saw. Their offense struggled after that. The only ray of light you saw throughout this game was Prodigy playing hard on their defense and holding the Gunners to 6 points throughout the game with a couple of stops by him alone. So it's hard when you have a 2-5 record when you know you can be that much better.
Bug needs to know Mimi's not walking through that door. Okay? Horse is hurt. Horse is not walking through that door. You have to take ownership of this team. Him and LA gets into it sometimes because LA says Bug likes the home run play. We know that. Bug is the street football Brett Favre. But Bug got to know, 18 interceptions, 14 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, seems 2-5. I pretty much think that they're all linked together.
Yeah, I think obviously, well, there's no thinking right now. They need a change of pace.
Well, obviously they're not thinking.
Well, they need to start thinking. And I feel Bug needs to start looking at what works and what doesn't. When he drives and takes it slow, and when he takes his time, and he scales the field, and he has his guys running proper routes, he's successful majority of the time. So he needs to slow the game down and actually drive down the field. The home run is dead. It's not working. He needs to give up on that.
Well, he can't because that is his game.
But
he just needs to receive. Remember, he won quarterback of the year 2 years ago. Team was #1 in the East. They lost, but they were #1 seed. Last year, he was 20-12. Team won a wild card game. Won a wild card spot, won a wild card game. Beating Animal Planet. This year,
this year,
14, 18,
but the thing about it is
2-5. They just got Bishop back. He wasn't here the whole season.
No.
Mimi's not walking through the door. You can't put everything on Bug. We've seen a lot of drop passes throughout the season.
So that's why you put it on the whole offense.
Yes.
So you got to look at it as guys are not making plays. If you look at that interception that came from a tone drop, that was the difference maker in my opinion. That was what hurts quarterbacks. That's what kills the morale for a quarterback. When you throw it and you do your job and your receiver can't even make a play there, and it causes the defense to get take an opportunity away from you. That's one of the killers that you don't like to see as a quarterback.
And then we see the Gunners. They're 2-4. They beat the team with the best defense last year. Obviously, they're not the same team this year, but they beat them, which was House game. And then they beat a team who had a former quarterback of the year. in Bug and a former MVP in Bishop. This team is decent. I'm not going to say they're a championship team, but they're not as bad as we saw week 1 when they first started.
They pretty much beat a team that pretty much you could call them has-beens. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not saying that they are. Listen, but the way they play, the way they play today, the defensive player, the MVP, and the quarterback of the year, they play like they are has-beens. Former. And that's the thing. They play like they were former. They didn't play like they deserve it this year or anything like that. So you gotta, like you love the phrase, call a spade a spade. They're not playing at that level anymore.
I'm at that's something I would say.
But listen, are they the same people that played back then and won those awards? Only they can show us.
So you got to put that on, you put it on the coach, which is LA. I mean, they got the same Bug quarterback. They got the same Bishop that they had before. You know, I think the team really took a step back because they expect Mimi to play. And it's crazy how one man can change a whole offense. But we see Mimi was last year offense player of the year runner-up. And he not being here hurts this offense because Bug does not have anybody that can stretch the field.
But then you also got to look at it this way. Not only did he help hurt the offense, but he's a two-way player. He plays on both sides of the field. He also made a couple good. He also played decent on defense as well. So you lose that as well. So you lose a complete weapon all around. Pretty much an A player you lose. You get Bishop, and he's not the way he was before. You have Prodigy that's not playing fully. That's not playing healthy. You have other guys that are spotting. You have Rico that had a great, has been having a good season, but didn't really show up as much as they needed him to this game. You have Just that wasn't here making plays the way they need to. Frank Nitty was kind of absent this game. You didn't hear not much from him. So you spread the blame all around.
But again, 4 turnovers is not going to help anybody when your quarterback is giving the ball to them. You can't expect to win games like this. And LA is a coach of this team. He took over this team. He got to make some type of change. I don't think you bench Bug. You're not going to win without Bug throwing. But it has to be some type of repercussions for him throwing these picks. You got to hold him accountable. It got to be some type of respect barrier that he feels, I can't afford to throw this interception. Bug knows he's not going to get yanked, so he's going to keep doing what he's going to do because where are you going to go to?
Yeah, but then you got to look at it both ways. There's no insurance for the quarterback to say, you know what, you throw it, we're gonna make the play. So it doesn't help. You can't get mad at the quarterback when you have your offense not making plays as well.
We're not going to take away from the Gunners. The Gunners play great defense. They're 2-4. Nobody was really talking about them. They're here to stay. They're here to play. They're going to give you everything they can. They're not a great team. They're an okay team, and they're only going to get better. But they have defense.
They have a lot of potential. They have a lot of playmakers on their team that can be much better than what they are now. So it's only the future can tell how good these players can be. Right now, we're seeing a glimpse of that, and they come up with the win here.
That being said, Gunners is going to finish this game. They're going to win. Like I said, 12-6. Gunners are 2-4. Reckless Falls 2-5.